was the screaming silence of the wind. And just like the wind will always blow through the leaves, I will always remember this as our last lost chance.
Wow, I didn't know it'd have that effect. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome you to the 187th Grand Annual Communication of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas. Ladies and brethren, it is my privilege to have the opportunity to preside this afternoon over this portion of our Grand Lodge session. At this time, we'll have the Sir Knights of the commanderies across Texas enter the auditorium. And they didn't hear me. Sir Knights, enter. We will now have the entrance and processional of the Right Worshipful District Deputy Grand Masters, the Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers, the ladies of past Grand Masters, Right Worshipful past Grand Masters, the Most Worshipful Grand Master, under the direction of our Grand Marshal, Right Worshipful Chance Chapman. The entrance will begin with the Right Worshipful District Deputy Grand Masters of the several Masonic districts. Brethren, please be seated. Now the Grand Lodge appointed officers and their ladies who are present shall please enter. Worshipful Corey M. Harris and his lady Christina, Grand Tyler. Our grand photographer, Worshipful Gregory M. Wright and his lady Angela. A grand musician, Worshipful A. Craig Enderly Jr. and his lady Elizabeth. Grand Pursuivant, Worshipful Kenneth B. Fisher and his lady Orlean. Grand Junior Steward, Worshipful Kevin T. Binder. Grand Senior Steward, Worshipful Troy J. Shugart. Our Grand Junior Deacon, Worshipful Ricardo D. Gonzalez and his lady Deborah. Grand Senior Deacon, Worshipful Ricky W. Clyett and his lady Mary. A Grand Marshal, Right Worshipful T. Chance Chapman. Our Grand Orator, Right Worshipful Christopher D. Livingston. Our Grand Chaplain, Right Worshipful David G. Rogers. Brethren, you may be seated. Now the Grand Lodge elective officers and their ladies who are present will please enter. Grand Secretary, Right Worshipful Justin B. Duty. Our Grand Treasurer, Right Worshipful Richard C. Townsend, and his lady, Linda, nope. I can't see. Our Grand Junior Warden, Right Worshipful Rayburn L. Reeder, Jr., and his lady, Loretta. Ladies and brethren, our Right Worshipful Grand Senior Warden is ill, and he will not be at this Grand Lodge session. So please pray for Bart and his lady, Linda. Our Deputy Grand Master, Right Worshipful G. Clay Smith, and his lady, Teresa. I can't see now for sure.
She's here. Brittany is here. Ken Curry and his wife at the door right now.
Okay.
Ken Curry's wife is with him.
I will now ask the past Grand Masters of the Grand Lodge of Texas present to please enter with their ladies and escorts. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2021, Grandmaster Kenneth C. Curry and his lady Gloria. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2020, Right Worshipful Paul D. Underwood.
Ferris Benham's wife is with him.
What?
Ferris Benham's wife is with him. No, I'm wrong.
Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2019, Right Worshipful Terry W. Stogner and Lady Jackie.
Shut up.
Okay. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2018, Right Worshipful Tommy F. Chapman, who is also the eminent Grand Sword Bearer of the Grand Commandery, a past Grand High Priest of the Grand Chapter, a past Grand Master of the Grand Council, and the Executive Officer of the Texas DeMolay Association, and his wife, Kathy. Right Worshipful, I almost got it all in there. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2017, Right Worshipful Jerry Nelson Kirby, who is also the Grand Recorder of the Grand Commandery, a past Grand High Priest of the Grand Chapter, past Grand Master of the Grand Council, and past Grand Commander, Knights Templar of Texas. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2016, Right Worshipful Wendell P. Miller and his lady Billy. Mike's by himself, isn't he? Can't see. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2015, Right Worshipful Michael L. Wiggins, who is also the Sovereign Grand Inspector General for the jurisdiction of the Texas Scottish Rite. He will, will the personal representatives of the Scottish Rite please rise while your boss comes down the aisle. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2014, Right Worshipful Jerry L. Martin, who is also a past Grand Patron of the Grand Chapter of Texas Order of the Eastern Star. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in the year 2013, Right Worshipful Walter W. Rogers. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2011, Right Worshipful T.E. Gene Corns and his lady, Gay. I was your Grand Master in 2008, and my wife, Vi, is in the audience, the love of my life. There she is. Hey, baby. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2007, Right Worshipful Donnie W. Broughton and his lady, Susie. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in the year 2006, Right Worshipful Brian Richard Dotson. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2005, Right Worshipful Elmer Murphy III and Lady Judy. Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 2004, Right Worshipful Reese L. Harrison Jr., who is a past Grand High Priest of the Grand Chapter and a past Grand Master of the Grand Council. In 2003, our Grand Master M. Boyd Patterson Jr., who is a past Grand Master of DeMolay International. And our senior past Grand Master, Grand Master of Masons in Texas in 1999, Right Worshipful W.M. Mike Gower and his lady, Barbara. And now we have a delight this afternoon. Ms. Marlene DeBrell, wife of Grandmaster David DeBrell 2001. Marlene is a past Supreme Inspector, International Order of Rainbow for Girls, and Vi and I's best friend. And we also have with us this afternoon Sister Betty Benham. She was the wife of our 1995 Grandmaster Ferris L. Benham. And now it is my indeed pleasure to introduce to you the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, Most Worshipful Bradley S. Billings, and his lady Brittany, and their son Grayson. They're escorted by the Worshipful Grand Senior Deacon Ricky W. Clyott and the Grand Junior Deacon Ricardo D. Gonzalez.
It's loud right here.
At least they got the reverb out of these speakers.
Yeah.
Grandmaster, I now present to you this gavel. It's been a pleasure for me to be a part of your ceremony this afternoon, and we love you, brother.
Thank you very much.
Seat.
I'll let everybody be seated. Right, worshipful, don't run off. I want to thank you for not only installing me last year, but being part of this opening ceremony. Your friendship, your guidance, it means the world to me. I can't thank you enough. Let's give Right Worshipful Griffin a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
I now call upon our Grand Chaplain, David G. Moses Rogers, to offer the invocation. Worshipful Grand Senior Deacon, you will escort the Grand Chaplain to the altar. The audience will please rise.
If we could go to the Lord in prayer. Lord God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the joy and delight we have in this reoccurrence of our wonderful family reunion of Basins in Texas. It truly is, and we thank you for the love. We thank you for the friendship. We thank you for the sense of unity that we have here. Lord, be with us in this Grand Lodge, that we do things that are pleasing to you. Let us be that open hand, that open heart to the brothers that we meet, that we greet them with love and joy, and that we treat them with respect and dignity throughout this entire session. Be with this Grand Lodge of Texas. Bless us. God bless Texas. And God bless the Grand Lodge of Texas. In your holy and precious name, amen.
So mote it be. Wow, what a great crowd we have here today. I want to welcome everybody to the 187th Grand Annual Communication of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas. I hope you'll find much happiness in your fellowship here and have opportunity to meet new friends and get acquainted with old ones. I hope when we leave this Grand Annual Communication, you will look forward to coming back for many years to come to share in our great Texas hospitality. We shall now proceed with the reception of the distinguished guests under the continued direction of Right Worshipful Tommy Chance Chapman, Grand Marshal, assisted by Worshipful Corey Michael Harris, Grand Tyler, and the several past Grand Masters of Texas.
Most worshipful Grand Master, take pleasure in presenting to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled, the grand worthy advisor of the Grand Assembly, Order of the Rainbow for Girls in Texas, Miss Bailey Arrington, the Miss Joanne Weaver, the Supreme Religion and Supreme Inspector of Texas and member of the House of Gold, and Miss Marlene DeBrell, past Supreme Inspector and member of the House of Gold.
Thank you all for being here. I look forward to hearing from you a little bit later. And we're always so happy to have Rainbow with us. And I believe it's y'all's centennial year, right? Okay, still in the centennial year. Such an honor to have y'all here in this auspicious occasion. If y'all will take y'all seat in the Grand East, I'll call on you later for remarks. Thank you.
Most worshipful Grand Master, I take pleasure in presenting to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled, the State Master Counselor of Demolay in Texas, Brother Tyler Copenhaver, the State Senior Counselor, Sam Wingest, and the Executive Officer of Demolay in Texas, Right Worshipful Tommy Chapman.
Thank you guys for being here today. Dad Chapman, it's your birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
I think we have to sing you happy birthday. I think it's obligatory at this point, right? Am I right? Yes? All right. So I'll kick it off. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dad Chapman. Happy birthday to you. Absolutely. It's always an honor to receive DMLA. I gotta admit, I'm a bit upset they didn't have DMLA where I grew up, out in West Texas, but I wish they did. Thank you guys for being here today, and thank you for presenting the flags. We really appreciate all you do to support our Grand Lodge. Thank you. We'll hear from you later. Thank you.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it is my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren here assembled, Phyllis Macon, the worthy Grand Matron, and James Parker, worthy Grand Patron, Grand Chapter of Texas, Order of the Eastern Star.
Thank you, Right Worshipful. It is always so great to be in the presence of our brothers and sisters of the Eastern Star. At this time, I would ask everybody in the audience who is Eastern Star to please stand. And salute me in welcoming our Grand Matron and Grand Patron. If y'all will take a seat in the Grand East, we'll hear from you a little bit later on. They used to be out there too. Well, the whole cadre.
That's great.
That's what we were waiting on.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it is my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled, the most excellent Grand High Priest of the Grand Royal Lodge Chapter of Texas, Robert M. Laughlin, and his Grand Officers. Don Paul Payton, Right Excellent Grand King, Lawrence E. Tucker, Right Excellent Grand Scribe, Kenneth E. Cooley, Right Excellent Grand Secretary, Jim Rumsey, Excellent Grand Orator, Charles Maddox, Excellent Grand Marshal, Paul Weller, Excellent Grand Captain of the Host, Casey Maxwell, Excellent Grand Principal Sojourner, and is Trey here? Raul Scully, Excellent Grand Master of the Firstville, Errol Pena, Excellent Grand Senior Steward, Edward Peebles, Excellent Grand Junior Steward, Michael Cote, Excellent Grand Organist, and Anthony Cabello, Excellent Grand Guard.
Excellent. What a crowd you brought with you, Most Excellent. This is a great sight to see. Will all Royal Archmasons please stand and help me recognize your Most Excellent. I want to welcome you all to this grand annual session, and Most Excellent, we'll hear from you at some point, but it will probably be later in the tiled meeting. So thank you for being here. Please join me in the Distinguished East.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations.
Goes around in White Worshipful. Oh, he was waiting. He's waiting for Ramsey. Yeah, well, that's okay. For those of you who don't know, the pauses in between are because some people are members of multiple groups, and so they come up here and then they have to turn around and run to the back and exchange regalia and then come back in. So we're waiting on one of those guys right now. Sorry.
I did stand there for a second.
Come on.
Just line up.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it's my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled the most illustrious Grand Master of the Grand Council of Royal and Select Masters of Texas, Walter David Malier, and his grand officers, Aaron Tazinski, Right Illustrious Deputy Grand Master, Russell Clay Brown, Right Illustrious Grand Principal Conductor of the Work, Kenneth Earl Cooley, who was standing right over here. He slipped in. Who was the Grand Recorder, Jim Rumsey, the Illustrious Grand Captain of the Guards, Ike Eisenhower, Illustrious Grand Marshal, R. Brian Cook, illustrious Grand Steward, and Michael Cody, the second illustrious Grand Organist.
Right, illustrious sir, I welcome you to this grand annual communication and your officers. Will all Royal and Select Masters please stand? It's going to be a lot of the same group here. And help me in welcoming your most excellent Grand Master. Most illustrious, I look forward to hearing from you later on in our session. For now, if you will take a seat in our Grand East. Thank you. It'll happen.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it is my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled, the Right Eminent Grand Commander of the Grand Commandery, Knights Templar of Texas, Sir Knight Richard R. Jernigan, and his Grand Officers, Chance Chapman, Very Eminent Deputy Grand Commander, Justin Bauer, Eminent Grand Generalissimo, Ralph Worrell, Eminent Grand Junior Warden, Steve Wolf, Eminent Grand Prelate, Jerry Kirby, Eminent Grand Recorder, Ricky Cox, Eminent Grand Standard Bearer, Tommy Chapman, Eminent Grand Sword Bearer, and Chris Little, Eminent Grand Sentinel.
Thank you for doing that introduction, Right Worshipful. I think you messed it up a little bit. It was Right Eminent Fluffy and my friend, Grand Commander. No. Right Eminent Grand Commander, welcome, and thank you for all that you have done during this year. We did a couple of orders at the temple together. Y'all were at the Alamo. Y'all provided the standard guard for today. I just can't thank you enough for being here, and I look forward to hearing from you a little bit later in the session. And to your Grand Commandery officers, thank you all for being here. Thank you. That is the first time that they have been at Grand Lodge with these new fancy collars, so y'all make sure to tell them how good they look.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it's my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled, Grand Governor of the York Right College of Texas, the Right Eminent Distinguished Brian R. Dotson.
Grand Governor, thank you for being here today. I hope we can have some time to hear some words from you during this session, and at this, maybe not, who knows. I hope you'll just join us in the Grand East at this time, and we'll look forward to hearing from you later. Thank you.
Thank you, most worshipful sir. Thank you.
Your face threw me off.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it's my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled the most excellent Grand Master of the most excellent Great Chief of the Grand Council of Knight Masons of the United States of America, Brother James Roy Elliott.
Most excellent Great Chief, it is indeed a pleasure to have you here and to have the head of this national body as a Texas Mason. We thank you for being here today, and we invite you to take a spot in Distinguished East.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it is my privilege to present to you and through you to the brethren, ladies, and guests here assembled, illustrious Michael L. Wiggins, 33rd degree, Sovereign Grand Inspector General in Texas of the Southern Jurisdiction of Scottish Rite Masonry.
Illustrious and right worshipful sir, we are indeed privileged to have you here with us today. I look forward to hearing from you during our proceedings. If you would, for the time, take a spot in our Distinguished East. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Grand Master.
Grandmaster, it is my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled, Imperial Marshal of Shriners International, Imperial Sir Marty Bartlett.
Imperial Sir, thank you for being here and being our representative to the Imperial Divan. I look forward to hearing some words from you later in our session, if you would take a spot in our distinguished east. Thank you for being here.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it's my pleasure to introduce to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled, Sir Knight and Brother David J. Cussman, most eminent Grand Master, Brother Kenneth B. Fisher, most eminent past Grand Master, Brother Lawrence E. Tucker, Right Eminent Grand Recorder, and Brother Robert M. Laughlin, South Central Department Commander of the Grand Encampment of Knights Templars of the United States of America.
Grand Master, it has been indeed an honor to get to know you better over this last year and to be with you in Atlanta and here in Waco and several other places around the United States. It's an honor to have you here for this grand session with your group, and I look forward to hearing from you during our session. Please take a seat in our distinguished east. Thank you.
Most worshipful Grand Master, it is my pleasure to present to you and through you to the brethren and guests here assembled the grand officers and representatives of several grand jurisdictions. Right Worshipful
T. Lucas Minton, Grand Junior Deacon of the Grand Lodge of Arkansas. Right Worshipful Wade E. Schiller, past Senior Grand Warden of the Grand Lodge of Iowa. Right Worshipful Robert Lane Dossett, Grand Orator of the Grand Lodge of Mississippi. Worshipful James Oates III, Grand Marshal of the Grand Lodge of Oklahoma. Most Worshipful Joe R. Manning, past Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Oklahoma and the Lieutenant Grand Commander of the Supreme Council of Southern Jurisdiction and Sovereign Grand Inspector General of the Orient of Oklahoma. Most Worshipful Ridge Smith, past Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Oklahoma. Most Worshipful Michael L. Dixon, past Grand Master and Grand Secretary of the Grand Lodge of Oklahoma. Bob Davis. Did I get that wrong, Bob? Right Worshipful Don H. Stanton, Grand Junior Warden of the Grand Lodge, Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Oklahoma. Right Worshipful John F. Carter, Deputy Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Oklahoma. Right Worshipful Francis W. Wester, past Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Saskatchewan. Most Worshipful Donald Combs, past Grand Master of Georgia.
Most Worshipful and Right Worshipful and Worshipful Sirs, this is a great sight to see. I don't know that I've ever seen this many visitors from other jurisdictions to the Grand Lodge of Texas. And I think one of the greatest things about our fraternity in this day and age is that it is extending beyond our borders. So for being a part of that and for coming here to visit us, we greatly thank you. Thank you for being here. He is still most worshipful. They retain it. No. They get to retain it. They retain the title in Oklahoma. He didn't say anything at that time. All I say is title. That's what I was joking about. We still keep it. Sorry. You should know what it said.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, it is my privilege to present to you and through you to the brethren, ladies, and guests here assembled, the Grand Masters of other grand jurisdiction. Most Worshipful Bill Pogue, Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of New Mexico, and Most Worshipful Glenn A. Cheney, Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Oklahoma.
Most Worshipful Sirs, being our neighbors, we're no strangers, but I am honored to have you here today, and I'm going to greet you on the floor if you'll stay right there. Now, if y'all will have a seat in our distinguished East, I look forward to hearing from y'all a little bit later. Thank you. To all of our distinguished guests, especially those who have come a great distance, a great friendly Texas welcome to each and every one of you. Now, at this time, I'd like to express my appreciation to the Grand Marshal Chance Chapman, Grand Tyler Corey Harris, and the several past Grand Masters who assisted us with welcoming our guests. Would you please give them a round of applause? We will now have the presentation of our flags to our country and state by the Grand Commandery of Texas and the Texas DeMolay Association. Please rise. Will all present please show your appreciation to the Grand Commandery of Texas and Texas DeMolay Association for presenting the 6 flags of Texas. I now call upon, let y'all be seated. And I will call upon Right Worshipful Jerry Nelson Kirby, who is sitting in place of our Grand Senior Warden Bart Henderson, who has COVID and could not be here with us today. And so Jerry Kirby, as a past Grand Master, is going to fill in and give us our salute to the flag of the United States of America.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and friends. Brethren, ladies, guests, we live in the greatest country, the greatest nation on the face of the planet, a nation founded on Masonic principles. One of the underlying threads that ties this great nation with this great fraternity is the theme of unity. Our monitor teaches us the principles of brotherly love, that by the exercise of brotherly love, we are taught to regard the whole human species as one family, the high and the low, the rich and the poor, who was created by one almighty parent and inhabitants of the same planet, are to aid, support, and protect each other. This principle is further cemented when the Master Mason is presented with the trowel. The trowel isn't a tool of many uses. Its singular purpose is to spread the cement that unites a building in one common mass. Brethren, it is my belief that we as Master Masons will use the trowel to spread the cement of brotherly love and affection. We can unite this country into one nation under God, indivisible. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now call upon Right Worshipful Rayburn Reeder, Grand Junior Warden of the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas, for a salute to the honoring of the Texas flag.
Says don't touch the mic.
I don't have that problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful, and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers, past and present, distinguished guests, ladies, and my brethren. As we begin this grand annual communication, it's with pride and honor that I have the privilege to stand before you in this grand body and salute the Texas flag, as our distinguished brothers and junior wardens have done in the past. In researching the proceedings, the first recorded tribute I was able to find to our Texas flag was 70 years ago at the 118th Grand Annual Communication on December 2nd, 1953 in Waco. When John McKee, Grand Master, asked Brother William R. Wright, President of Baylor University, to provide a tribute to the Texas flag. And I'll quote, "Most Worshipful Grand Master and brethren, I salute you on behalf of the flag of Texas. It symbolizes a commonwealth rich in tradition and historic in history. It is a successor of foreign flags and of other flags domestic. It is now a part of the galaxy of stars of the great Commonwealth of the United States. But it, like the other stars, is distinct and unique, neither blended nor confused with others. Though federated in its sky of blue with other stars representing the various states to form our great nation. But in its distinct uniqueness, separateness, it suggests that there is no authority in the federal state save that which has been conceded or delegated by the representative states of the Union. The Texas flag is in a class, in a sense, to itself, since it is the successor to and reminiscent of an independent republic voluntarily coming into the great Commonwealth of the United States. Its glory is accumulated by the luster of outstanding great and good men, most of whom have been Masons. May the beautiful symbolism of this flag, the memory of our great and heroic tradition, the marvelous constitutions of Mason, inspire our hearts and all the hearts that have principles in common with us, so that amidst the stars of the nation, it may be a morning star of hope for the day when our principles shall become regnant in the Commonwealth and shall become a beacon of light to the world. Now, if you'd please join me in honoring the past 70 years of recognizing our great Texas flag at this grand annual communication by pledging allegiance to it and all it stands for. Please rise. Honor
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Most Worshipful.
Thank you, Right Worshipful. The guys from Oklahoma didn't know that one. I don't get it. At this time, I want to thank Brent Consiglio and the Knights Templar of Texas for the honor guard. Sir Knight Consiglio, if you want to retire the honor guard at this time, I appreciate all y'all's efforts today. Thank you very much. Okay, now to get to some of our guests. I will recognize Mrs. Joanne Weaver, who will introduce the Grand Worthy Advisor of the Order of Rainbow Girls in Texas. Are y'all ready? You looking at me like I'm jumping the gun? Okay, all right.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, past Grand Masters, Grand Lodge officers, and friends, it is a great honor to be invited to represent the International Order of Rainbow for Girls and the Grand Assembly of Texas this afternoon. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be with you for this pre-formal opening ceremonies of your 2023 Grand Lodge Annual Convocation. We, the Rainbow Girls, appreciate the opportunity to thank our friend, Grand Master Billings, for his support of Rainbow in Texas. It is the Masonic family that makes Rainbow possible for the girls in your community and also throughout the United States. You give of your time and resources to ensure that our girls have the best adult guidance and leadership possible. So thank you. Thank you, Masons and Eastern Star, for making our rainbow work possible. It is now my privilege to present to you the Grand Worthy Advisor of Texas, Miss Bailey Arrington, who will bring greetings on behalf of the Grand Assembly of Texas.
I would like to thank the Most Worshipful Grand Master Billings for inviting me to bring greetings during this Grand Lodge session. As a Rainbow Girl, I know the love and support from our fraternal orders that the Grand Lodge has, and I am forever grateful for it. I believe our world is made better because of the leadership and good works of our fraternal organizations. Your support means everything to the Rainbow Girls of Texas. Rainbow is shooting for the stars as we prove that we belong among the stars. We are also celebrating our centennial of Rainbow in Texas. This is a huge accomplishment, and I know that we would not be able to be here and to celebrate it if it weren't for the support of the Masons of Texas. At the Rainbow booth, we will also be selling our centennial celebration ornaments. My state charity project this year is the Scottish Rite Hospital for Children. We are selling stuffed animals, and there are also many other projects that the other girls have come up with to help raise money. Being a patient at the Scottish Rite Hospital myself, I have had firsthand experience what these donations mean to all of the patients. I would also like to congratulate Mr. Clay Smith on your upcoming installation in just a few days. I look forward to serving with you, and thank you for the service you provide for our Masonic family. I would like to invite all of you to the I Belong Among the Stars Grand Assembly session in Waco this June. I know my Rainbow Sisters will be excited to see everyone there of our Masonic family. Grandmaster Billings, will you please join me? Grandmaster Billings, a Rainbow Girl, as she enters the great Masonic fraternity, receives the Masonic teachings that man's first duty is to love and revere God, to implore his aid in all laudable undertakings, to see his guidance through prayer, to extend charity to all mankind, to honor the hands of friendship, to respect the laws of government, and to promote morality. We in Rainbow honor and we proudly teach these precepts of Freemasonry. Today, we honor you personally for your example of truth and wisdom and goodness. And we thank you for your constant support of the Rainbow Girls of Texas. On behalf of this Grand Assembly, it is my very distinct honor, as well as my supreme pleasure, of presenting to you this beautiful white rainbow Bible, the gift of this Grand Assembly. May it be a beacon light to direct you through life to that assembly above, where all is love and religion and nature and immortality and fidelity and patriotism and service. Thank you.
Joanne, Bailey, and Marlene, thank you so much for all you do on behalf of Rainbow and to extend our principles that we exude in Masonry to young girls in Texas. Thank you so much for all y'all do. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm now going to go a little bit out of order. Is there a Brother Dorsey O. Walker in the crowd? Brother Dorsey Walker. Oh, there he is right up front. Now, I got to tell y'all a little bit about Dorsey as he's walking up here. Would you meet me on the other side of the altar? Brother Walker is a Marine. Yep, that's right. He served in the Battle of Iwo Jima and the Battle of Saipan. He is now, just recently, a 75-year Mason, and he had 2 bucket list items, and one was to come to Grand Lodge, and one was to shake the hand of a Grand Master, and we're going to do it. Thank you, Brother Dorsey, and welcome to your Grand Lodge. I will now introduce Right Worshipful Tommy Frank Chapman, Executive Officer of DMLA in Texas, who will introduce the State Master Counselor.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers past and present, distinguished East, my brothers all, ladies and gentlemen, guests of Grand Lodge, welcome. Texas DMLA would like to thank you for the opportunity of being here today to hear our State Master Counselor deliver his greetings. It is going to be my honor and privilege to introduce to him in just a few minutes our State Master Counselor. But at this time, I would like for all senior DMLAs, advisors past and present, and active DMLAs present to please rise, if you will. Thank you all, brothers, for being here. That's my double brothers. Now, to my brother Masons, you just seen how many folks rose to their feet in the DMLA capacity, and we need more help. Adults, we need your help, brothers. Ladies, we can use your help now as advisors. Things have changed a lot than what I call back in my day, which gets longer every year. But I'm asking for your help. Let's keep Texas DMLA alive and strong. We appreciate everything that you have done to support us. We do have a booth downstairs with merchandise where you can personally meet our state officers. Our State Master Counselor and State Senior Counselor are working down there today. Go by and say hi to them, look at something you may be interested in. That'd be fine. But now it is my distinct honor and my privilege to present to you and introduce to you the State Master Counselor of the Texas DMLA Association, who is a Master Mason, Brother Tyler Copenhaver. Please help me welcome him.
Thank you, Dad Chapman. Most Worshipful Grand Master, Brad Billings. Worshipful and Right Worshipful Grand Lodge officers, distinguished East members, guests, visitors, and friends. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Tyler Copenhaver, and I have the honor of serving as the 93rd State Master Counselor of the Texas DMLA Association. And again, I would like to thank Grandmaster Billings for allowing me to bring greetings on behalf of Texas DMLA. DMLA is a premier youth organization dedicated to molding young men ages 12 to 21 into better citizens and leaders of the future. This brotherhood has given me the opportunity to make lifelong friends, as well as prepare me for the real world. The unique experiences that DMLA provides would not be possible without your support, and the Texas DMLA Association is very grateful for the members of the Grand Lodge of Texas. I would like to thank all lodges and brother Masons who have helped with financial support, which allows our members to attend statewide events such as Conclave, Government Day, and Masonic Youth Weekend. Your support is appreciated more than you will know. This year, the charity that I have chosen to support is the Scotch Rite Hospital for Children, who, because of the work of our Masonic orders, have never had to turn away a child due to the inability of not being able to pay for treatment. The way I've chosen to support the hospital is to sell a coin which will be limited to 300 and will be sold for $10 a piece, with all the proceeds going directly to the hospital. The past couple years have been difficult for everyone, which is why, for my term as State Master Counselor, Texas DMLA will be focusing on strengthening the foundation and leading our order into the next generation. Thank you again for allowing me the opportunity to be here and address the membership of the Grand Lodge of Texas. Each of you have left an amazing legacy on our order, and I look forward to working as a Masonic family with all the brothers in this room. The road begins here with each and every one of you. Thank you.
We always appreciate and try to work closely with the DMLA. We're very proud to have a brother as the head of DMLA in the state of Texas this year. That means he's also a Mason for those of y'all who aren't necessarily up on Masonic lingo. And we just thank y'all. Tyler, I've had a great time traveling around the state with you this year, Masonically and with DMLA and Masons. It's been a great year. So thank you for being here. Dad Chapman, thank you for your leadership as always. Thank you. I would now like to call on and recognize Phyllis Macon, the worthy Grand Matron, and James Parker, the worthy Grand Patron of the Order of the Eastern Star, Grand Chapter of Texas, for their remarks.
Most worshipful Grand Master Brad Billings, right worshipful and worshipful Grand Officers, and all brothers of the Grand Lodge of Texas. On behalf of the Grand Chapter of Texas Order of the Eastern Star, the worthy Grand Patron James Parker and I wish to thank you for the opportunity to bring greetings this afternoon. I would like to recognize our elected officers present, Sister Susan Dormady, our Associate Grand Matron, Brother Mark Diekman, Associate Grand Patron, and Sister Glenda Murphy, our Grand Conductress, as well as our installed Grand Officers and elected board members. We appreciate all of our Eastern Star members who have been here this afternoon and been recognized earlier. It is a privilege and honor to be a part of such fraternities as ours and work hand in hand with our Masonic brothers in promoting many charitable and benevolent projects for the betterment of mankind. This year, we are pleased to be working with Patriot Paws of Rockwall for service dogs, the Southwestern Medical Center for Brain Health, a leading organization for the care, support, and research of brain disorders, which touch so many of our personal lives and families. The Disabled American Veterans Transportation Texas Fund, as well as Scottish Rite for Children for the Luke Waite Center for Dyslexia and Learning Disorders, benefiting Take Flight, a comprehensive intervention for secondary students. We have information on these and other projects on our table downstairs and invite you to drop by for additional information. Thank you for the opportunity to bring greetings to this 2023 annual communication, and we extend our best wishes to you as you conduct your business. And a special congratulations to Right Worshipful G. Clay Smith and his officers for the coming year, and we look forward to continuing our working relationship with you. You are hereby invited to our Grand Chapter session for the opening session on Thursday, August the 17th at the Renaissance Hotel in Addison. So y'all come. Thank you.
Thank you, Grand Matron and Grand Patron. At this time, I am going to call on the Grand Secretary, who is not at his desk. How did that happen? Grand Marshal, can you find the Grand Secretary, please? While we're waiting, I think there was a special presentation. And Craig Enderley's now gone. Okay, everybody he went to get it. Okay, all right. Do you have a special presentation at this time? Okay, the DDGMs are bringing it. Oh, and there's the Grand Secretary. Y'all are all in cohorts back there. All right. Are you ready for your portion? The roll call of Grand Lodges. Yes.
I'd be delighted to call the roll call of Grand Lodge officers. You'll please respond when your name is called. Most Worshipful Grand Master Brad Billings.
Present.
Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master G. Clay Smith. Here. Our Grand Senior Warden is taken ill and is not present, as we've been told. Right Worshipful Grand Junior Warden Rayburn Reeder. Right Worshipful Grand Treasurer Rick Townsend. I'm Justin Duty. I'm the Grand Secretary. Right Worshipful Grand Chaplain David Rogers.
Proudly present.
Right Worshipful Grand Orator Chris Livingston. He is attending a committee meeting right now. Right Worshipful Grand Marshal Tommy Chance Chapman.
Here, sir.
Worshipful Grand Senior Deacon Ricky Clyott. Worshipful Grand Junior Deacon Ricardo Gonzalez. Worshipful Grand Senior Steward Troy Schugert. Worshipful Grand Junior Steward Kevin Binder. Worshipful Grand Pursuivant Kenneth Fisher. Worshipful Grand Musician Craig Enderley. Worshipful Grand Photographer Greg Wright. And Worshipful Grand Tyler Corey Harris. Most Worshipful, Right Worshipful, and Worshipful Sirs, welcome to the annual communication. Grand Master, that concludes the roll call of Grand Lodge officers.
Thank you very much. I will now call on Right Worshipful Clay Smith, Deputy Grand Master, to respond to the roll call of officers.
Sorry, Most Worshipful Grand Master, there was an obstruction in the back hall, so we're trying to do it. Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful Grand Lodge officers, worshipful sirs, past and present, it's indeed an honor to address the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas as not only as a trustee, but as a Grand Lodge officer. I speak for all the appointed and elected officers that it's been an honor to serve with you this year. We look forward to working with you in the future, and I want to thank all of the Grand Lodge officers for their support and help this year. Thank you, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
I will now call on the Grand Secretary for the roll call of past Grand Masters.
Thank you, Grand Master. Right Worshipful Sirs, if you'd indicate when your name is called. Right Worshipful Mike Gower. Right Worshipful Vernon Burke. Right Worshipful Michael Nanny. Right Worshipful Boyd Patterson. Right Worshipful Reese L. Harrison Jr. Right Worshipful Elmer Murphy III. Right Worshipful Brian R. Dodson. One of them is here, great. Right Worshipful Donnie W. Broughton. Right Worshipful Thomas Griffin. Right Worshipful David Counts. Right Worshipful Gene Carnes. Right Worshipful Walter W. Rogers. Right Worshipful Jerry L. Martin. Right Worshipful Michael L. Wiggins. Right Worshipful Wendell P. Miller. Right Worshipful Jerry N. Kirby. Right Worshipful Tommy F. Chapman. Right Worshipful Terry W. Stogner. Right Worshipful Paul D. Underwood. and Right Worshipful Ken Curry. Most Worshipful Grand Master, that concludes the roll call of past Grand Masters.
I will now call on Right Worshipful Kenneth C. Curry, Grand Master last year, to respond to the roll call of our past Grand Masters. Welcome to that role.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers, distinguished visitors, and my dear brethren and sisters, we, the past Grand Masters, thank you for the kind and sincere reception we have received upon this occasion. There are 20 living past Grand Masters of the Grand Lodge of Texas. As we traveled the chairs of this great body, we were often cheered, and sometimes decried. But no one can question our sincerity and steadfast determination to serve the craft of Texas to the utmost of our ability. Most Worshipful Grand Master, we congratulate you and thank you for your service and your year as Grand Master, and wish you the best for a successful Grand Lodge. Thank you, Worshipful.
Thank you, Right Worshipful, sir. Now, this is not in the program, but this is something I was informed about just recently. Can I have the Grand Master's angels come up to the lectern? They're as confused as I am. And I'll turn it over to our grand musician, Craig Enderley.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, thank you. The ladies asked me to talk before the microphone on their behalf. Gentlemen, will you please bring it out?
Take it out there.
Lady Brittany, as the DDGMs, appreciate your work. Also, the ladies, if you'll turn around for me, sir. The ladies also appreciate all the support that you have given this year, and they would like to give you a gift for you to remember your year as our First Lady. Thank you for all the support you have given to our Grand Master this year. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Excellent, thank you.
Wonderful, Brett. Thank you, gentlemen.
I will now call upon the Grand Secretary to call the roll of Deputy Grand Masters.
Right Worshipful Sirs, would you please stand? Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful Sirs, if you've signed in at registration, I assure you we'll get your name printed in the proceedings because I'm not going to read them here now. Thank you very much.
Now, you just saved us about 30 minutes of calling names, so I think everybody here appreciates that. But more especially the district deputies appreciate that. I do want to say, guys, it has been an outstanding year. I have not gone anywhere in the state where I was alone. Most recently, I was at Ashley Lodge in Bailey, Texas, a small town of 201 people and 1 dog, as I am told. And I had 4 district deputies there with me, and it was like that all year long. We started off with 65 deputies at our first visit to Holland, and it was all in ever since, and I can't thank you guys enough. So apologize for not reading your names. It's been a special year, and each of you know how special you are to me. At this time, I will call upon Right Worshipful Dave McCam, District Deputy Grand Master number 61C here in Waco, Texas, and Past Master of Waco Lodge number 92, for the response to the roll call of the welcome of the district deputies.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful Past Grand Masters, Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers, my fellow DDGMs, and guests and brethren, It is my honor to offer the response to the roll call on behalf of the District Deputy Grand Masters of the several Masonic districts. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the opportunity to serve the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas and the brethren of our respective districts. From my view, each of us in our own way attempted to serve our districts in a manner that was befitting the reverence due the Grand Lodge of Texas, in honor and respect of the Grand Lodge officers and to the brethren of the greatest state in the land. We appreciate all of the Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers who traveled with us across the great state, inspired us, and helped us in the day-to-day details of our district. We say thank you to Right Worshipful Justin Duty and his staff for always being there for us, and his assistance in helping us facilitate anything that our lodges needed throughout the year. We say thank you to Worshipful David Rogers, who inspired us with his messages and the path we walked as DDGMs. We say thank you to Worshipful Corey Harris, who stylishly led our processions and kept the Grand Master safe from the approach of those who would cause him harm. We say thank you to Worshipful Champs Chapman, whose steady hand of guidance assisted us in communicating with our lodges and making sure that we followed protocol in all aspects.
Yes, sir.
We say thank you to Craig Enderley, who worked tirelessly to make sure that we were apprised of need-to-know information so we'd have the most up-to-date knowledge that we could bring back to our districts, and also guiding us as our Chief of Staff. Last and most certainly but not least, we thank the Most Worshipful Grand Master Brad Billings. At our last training before we started our duties as deputies just 1 year ago, he stressed one thing, that we were his representatives in our district, and as such, we were supposed to act with good faith in our Masonic conduct. No matter the disagreement, we were charged to exemplify brotherly love and charged to as we are charged in our obligations as Mason. The Grand Master asked us not to yell or speak unkind to our brethren in anger, but rather vindicate their character and aid in their reformation. He asked us to be Masonic in all of our dealings, and it is my hope that we carried that example out to our various districts and lived up to his charge. Another great example that our Grand Master set from early on, at the first conference in Houston, we noticed him clearing plates for dinner guests and brethren, setting up tables and chairs for 42 tournaments, and bagging up trash. I can personally attest that he carried this practice out at every conference, every historical observance, every lodge meeting, and every Masonic function. That example of servant leadership is one we emulated as deputies. We constantly remarked about how our Grand Master made his office accessible to every Mason. Those brothers who toil in their usual vocations in every corner of the state, those brothers who normally don't get to spend time with the Grand Master of the state of Texas, we watched as he stayed and took every picture, held every baby, met every wife and family member. The Grand Master made sure that every brother that wanted that special moment or picture with the Grand Master of the state of Texas got it. Masons would light up, and I would see it in their face when they would meet the leader of our beloved fraternity, and it was a special moment. We appreciate our Grand Master for making room in the conference schedule for our families and the families of our brethren across the state. Because of that thoughtful inclusion, our wives have found true friendship, and our kids have played together and also made lifelong friendships. Extending the beauty of our fraternity to our families will no doubt impact the health of our fraternity, as our wives are spurring us to go to Masonic events, where in the past they would have complained about us spending more time in the craft. We experienced the joy of being cheered on by our families as we marched in grand procession, in historical observances, and parades like the Come and Take It, parade in Gonzales. In conclusion, on behalf of the District Deputy Grand Masters of 2022, we hope that our service to the brethren of the Grand Lodge of Texas was a positive reflection of the leadership, the example of kindness and friendship and brotherly love that our Grand Master and the Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers exemplified for us. Thank you.
I now call upon the Grand Secretary to read the roll of grand representatives of other Grand Lodges near the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas and to verbally respond if they're present, unless you're going to shortcut it.
I didn't catch the last part.
I said unless you're going to shortcut it.
Oh, yeah. Most Worshipful Grand Master, thank you very much. If you're a representative, would you please stand? All right. Likewise, Grand Master, we're going to include these names in the proceedings. Brethren, as long as you've registered with the Credentials Committee, your name will be included in the proceedings. Thank you, Grand Master.
I now call upon Right Worshipful Tommy Chance Chapman, Grand Marshal, to respond to the roll call and welcome of grand representatives of other Grand Lodges near the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers, past and present, distinguished East members, visitors, and my brethren all. I am Chance Chapman, a past master of Nederland Lodge, number 1368, and the proud grand representative to the state of California. And it is my pleasure, on behalf of the other grand representatives, to thank you, Most Worshipful Grand Master, for the opportunity to serve this Grand Lodge and you this past year. I am especially privileged to have with me my counterpart from California, Brother David Kussman, the newly appointed Grand Representative to Texas, and it's an honor to serve with you, and I guarantee you, Grand Master, that I will be in constant communication with him starting in about 3 months for about a year, hopefully, with the various activities of our grand jurisdictions, and I hope that all the grand representatives will do the same with their counterparts. Thank you again, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Thank you, Right Worshipful Sir. I believe now we have some presentations, beginning with the National Sojourners, I believe. And Paul Wanchi would be next if he is in the audience still.
Just like we rehearsed it. We didn't. In November, a young man came to a lodge in Temple, Texas, to be a part of something that, as we now celebrate our 100-year anniversary, of Heroes of 76, a side degree to the National Sojourners. He kind of took a liking to a certain gavel. So we made sure that, as a token of appreciation for those veterans that were personally pinned by the Most Worshipful Grand Master, about 40-some gentlemen, that he was most worthy to wield a gavel that warriors wield. We even had one World War II veteran that was there for that pinning. So, sir, on behalf of the National Sojourners, Fort Hood Chapter 208, John Bell Hood Camp, Heroes of 76, I'd like to present this gavel to you as a gift and a token of our appreciation.
Isn't that beautiful? Can y'all zoom in on that, guys? Look at that. Wow. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Most Worshipful, that is good and square work.
Sure, go ahead.
So last year when you presided over the order of high priest, they had a very unique gavel. and you're going to receive some very beautiful pieces of work, and this ain't one of them. But anyway, you and I were talking, and you thought how cool it would be to use something like that to preside with. So I had a good friend of mine give me a bunch of wood, and this is a piece of 80-year-old pine that was off of his family's front porch. And so at this time, I'd like to present this to you. This is the third gavel of mine that you have. You got the one from Texas DeMolay, you got the one from Right Worshipful Willard, and now you got this one.
Wow, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brother Wanchi. And unlike the other gavels, this one's actually going to be used to keep all the officers in line. So thank you very much. I believe we have one more presentation by Michael Garrett.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, I don't have an ugly gavel for you. I apologize. I do have a gavel that is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever produced on my lathe, and something that you and I have talked about multiple times. It's actually made out of gunstock walnut, and the reason I say gunstock is because the brother who gave me the wood sold the remainder of the tree to a gentleman who makes custom firearms. So he called it gunstock walnut. That's what I'm going to call it. It's actually set with coins from yourself, Most Worshipful Grand Master, and Right Worshipful Smith for his preceding year. If I hold on to this any longer, I'm not going to give it to you, so I got to get rid of it.
And brethren, this is the 187th gavel, which I will use to open the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas tomorrow. And I will ask that my the soon-to-be installed Grand Master G. Clay Smith use it to close this session. And somewhere in between, we are going to auction this thing off at the Grand Lodge to raise money for Grand Lodge. So if you want to look at it, I'll have it up here afterwards. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. Are there any other presentations? Okay, I will now recognize the Memorials Committee of the Grand Lodge of Texas for our memorial service. Brother Taylor? And I believe Brother Binder is going to assist you. Is that correct?
Yes, that is good. I'll get started before you get Howdy. Oh, that's not a howdy. Let's do this one more time. Howdy. All righty. There you go. You don't have to just be an Aggie to be able to say that. That's the universal greeting sign of Texas. Kick 'em. Most Worshipful Grand Master, Right Worshipful and Worshipful Grand Lodge officers past and present, honored guests, my brother-in-law. My name is Joseph Anthony Taylor, past master of Jock DeMolay Lodge, number 1390 in Houston. Brethren, General George S. Patton once said, "It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God that such men lived." We are assembled here today to give thanks to the Supreme Grand Master that such men lived and pay tribute to our beloved brethren who, since our last grand annual communication, have been called from our midst. These brothers were not only Texas Masons, but were also fathers, husbands, brothers, uncles, nephews, cousins, and friends. For them, the cares and troubles of life have ended. They no longer feel pain or sorrow. As we reflect upon the memories of our brethren who, like us, once were men who loved, hated, labored, was moved by joy, sorrow, and all the passions that agitate humanity. Let us therefore labor to set our house in order, for all life passes with every breath we draw. We will miss their familiar faces, their warm and kind words, their friendship, and their brotherly love. Nature, following fixed and immutable laws, rings the changes of the seasons. Spring, with infinite charm, brings leaf and blossom and fills the air with beauty and fragrance that gives delight to the senses. Summer intensifies and brings to full fruition the promise of a glorious harvest. Then comes autumn, when flowers fade and leaves begin to fall. And winter follows with destruction, devastation to trees, shrubs, plants, and flowers. Since our last annual communication, we have 2,111 Texas Masons who have been reported as having laid down their working tools. Included in these deaths are one past Grand Treasurer, Right Worshipful Archie William Scott Jr., and one District Deputy Grand Master, Right Worshipful Charles Thomas Spivey. Right Worshipful Archie William Scott Jr., who was born on June 30th, 1924, and laid down his working tools on December 9th, 2022, at the age of 98. After the invasion of Pearl Harbor, Right Worshipful Scott joined the Marines in 1942, completing boot camp in San Diego. He was then sent to communications school at Camp Pendleton in December of 1942. While overseas, he made 3 major landings: Camp Gloucester, Peleliu, and Okinawa. The Peleliu battle was one of World War II's bloodiest. There were 16,000 men landing on the island, and at its conclusion, 6,500 were either wounded or dead. His company was made up of 297 Marines, and in less than 1 month, he was one of only 20 Marines remaining. Right Worshipful Scott was initiated at Hill City number 462 on November 11th, 1952, passed the degree of Fellowcraft on November 10th, 1953, and raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason on December 22nd, 1953. He served as Worshipful Master of 12 Masonic Lodges and was awarded the Golden Trowel 5 times from Lafayette Lodge number 34, Lions Lodge number 195, Oak Island Lodge number 181, Fayetteville Lodge number 240, and Minor Lodge number 1,456. He served the Grand Lodge of Texas twice as District Communication Officer of District number 33 between 1990 and 1992, and again between 1994 and 1996. He served as District Deputy Grand Master of Masonic District number 33 in 1994, and as Grand Senior Steward in 2003. Right Worshipful Scott was elected as the Grand Treasurer of Texas in 2003, where he served until 2014. At the time of his passing, Right Worshipful Scott had served the fraternity for over 69 years. Right Worshipful Charles Spivey was a past Master of Lovelady number 539 and District Deputy Grand Master of Masonic District number 23 at the time of his passing. To honor our deceased brethren, we will now place a rose on the altar in their memory. We have chosen the yellow rose, poor timing there, because the yellow rose symbolizes friendship, generosity, optimism, gratitude. If a flower could embody the open-hearted friendliness of the people of Texas, it will be the yellow rose of Texas. In honor and remembrance of all our past Grand Masters, I now ask Brother Kevin Todd Binder, Vice Chairman of the Memorials Committee and past Master of Temple Lodge number 4, to place a rose on the altar. In honor and remembrance of the Grand Lodge officers that passed away this year, we will again place a yellow rose at the altar. In honor and remembrance of all past masters that have served our Texas lodges, we will now place another yellow rose on the altar. In honor and remembrance of all our Texas Masons, as well as all Masons dispersed across the surface of the earth, we again place a rose on the altar. I would now like to call upon our Grand Chaplain, Right Worshipful David Gene Rogers, to give a prayer for our deceased brethren.
If you could join me in going to the Lord. Heavenly Father, we come to you with all our sorrows, seeking that support which you alone can give. As we mourn the departure of our brethren from this circle of our fraternity, we believe that they have entered into a higher brotherhood to find rest from earthly labors and refreshment from earthly cares. As the balm of Gilead soothed and sustained the wounded wayfarer, so we pray that thy divine love may dwell amongst the dear ones of our brethren's households to cheer, to console, and strengthen them in their hour of sorrow and despair. Let the light of your countenance shine upon them and be gracious unto them. Teach us your ways, O Lord. Make us to know the measure of your wondrous love, that we may seek you in truth and, forsaking our evil ways, cling in righteousness and constant devotion to you, O God, who is our rock, both now and forevermore. Amen.
So mote it be.
In closing, as we look around this room and see the faces sitting around us, let us hope and pray that we will all be back again next year to celebrate the greatest fraternity in the world, and the greatest state in the world, and the greatest country in the world. Stay safe and healthy, my brethren. Most Worshipful Grand Master, we members of your Memorials Committee, myself, Chairman, Kevin T. Binder, Vice Chairman, Bradley E. Hankey, George M. Wright, Alvin A. Poole Jr., Richard E. Schlodroff, wish to thank you for the honor of serving you and this Grand Lodge during your term as Grand Master. Grand Master, this concludes the memorial service.
Thank you, Brother Taylor, as always, for doing a fantastic job. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, he snuck in an Aggie comment at the beginning of that, but just know that Reckham Tech is up here in the east, okay? All right, that's right. Okay, moving on. It's one of those things you're not supposed to talk about in Lodge, right? Politics and Texas football? Okay, all right. Yeah. We're now going to proceed with the Vanguard Awards. I will now call upon our Grand Secretary to present the Vanguard Lodge Awards. If you know your lodge is receiving one, please proceed to the stage. And I'll let you take it from here. Grand Secretary. We'll do it. Yeah. I texted him, he's not here.
Yes.
I would invite Cody Cockcroft to come to the stage at this time.
And these are in numerical order. Holland Lodge number 1. Milam Lodge number 2. St. John's Lodge number 5. Austin Lodge number 12. Liberty Lodge number 48. Morton. Okay, Austin Lodge number 12. Anyone from St. John's number 5?
Were you Austin?
Liberty Lodge number 48.
Austin 12.
Still Austin 12, third call. You just be right there in the gate, ready to go. Morton Lodge number 72. Rio Grande 81, if you would come right here, get ready. Thank you, sir. Hopkins, number 180. Anyone here from Hopkins, number 180? Oh, right there. Blanco 216. Grapevine 288. Northern Star 377. Arlington number 438. Hill City 456. East Fork 650. Conroe 748. Dallas Lodge 760. Dayton Lodge 825. Lebanon Lodge number 837.
Get Jason's, get behind you. Jeff, get behind you.
Kendall Lodge number 897.
Dave. Jeff's right behind you.
Silsby Lodge number 927. Sour Lake Lodge number 1002. Sour Lake 1002. Reagan Lodge number 1037. Sugarland number 1141. Richardson number 1214. Irving number 1218.
Go, Jeff. Jeff Smith, winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
South Park number 1320.
Jeffrey. Take home the gold, Jeffrey.
South Park 1320. Sam P. Cochran 1335. We checked him twice. Bel Air, number 1336. Richland Hills, number 1348. Carrollton, number 1400.
Get him, Kerr.
Huffman, number 1428. Excellent.
Got your deputy with you. Yeah.
Allen Lodge, number 1435. There it is, right there.
There you go, Alan.
Katy Lodge, number 1439. Yep, okay. Mina Lodge, number 1456. Mina Lodge, 1456.
Sorry, 1 second, just lost my place. I want to thank all the Vanguard Lodges. For those of y'all who don't know, these lodges put in a lot of work to meet a minimum set of criteria, which is pretty rigid, to become one of the top lodges in Texas and recognized as a Vanguard Lodge. This year, to give those lodges something even higher to aspire to, we created a top 5. And these are the lodges that in every category scored the most points. And so we have 5 lodges that we are going to now recognize as Super Vanguard Lodges. And I'm going to call them all out at the same time because Each one had something different. Some did more patriotic, some did more social, some did more lodge business, but they are all excellent examples of what Texas lodges should be, and I want to recognize them for their efforts. So the top 5 lodges in Texas, in no order, are Carrollton Lodge, 1,400. Come on up. Morton Lodge, number 72. Grapevine Lodge, number 288. Lebanon Lodge, number 837. And Sugarland Lodge, Cody, 1141? 1141, wow, pulled that out of nowhere, all right. These are the top 5 lodges in the entire state of Texas. Please thank them.
Go Dave Barnes. Good to see you, sir. Congratulations, brother. That's wonderful. Right.
Thank you again, brethren, for being the example of what we all should be. At this time, the Grand Secretary is going to call the names of the recipients of the Masonic Service Awards, and I would like to ask the Grand Marshal, the Grand Pursuivant, the Grand Senior, and Junior Deacons to assist the brethren and their ladies and family members coming to the platform. The Deputy Grand Master, Grand Wardens, and Grand Treasurer will greet them on the west side of the altar. Let's call them all their names. Let's call them groups. And then as soon as you're done with that, when I start the ceremony, we're going to call them all up. We're going to do it as a group, right? Yes. Okay. Everybody up here at once. Yes.
Thank you, Grand Master. Following brethren have indicated they wanted to receive their service awards here at Grand Lodge. 50-year award for John Thomas Sullivan. Will you please make your way to the stage? 60-year award for Joyce Lester Taylor, Sr., better known as J. Lester Taylor. There he is. 60-year award for Thomas Robert Wilkinson, Sr. 60-year award for Robert Francis Pinnell.
Bob Pinnell.
Bob Pinnell?
Bob.
Okay, Bob Pinnell. 60-year award for John E. Blank, Jr. That is all the awards we have in the office. Is there any other brother here that was supposed to receive an award?
Brethren, did we miss anybody?
Let's see.
Okay, can you get them in front of the altar, please? Brethren and guests, we're assembled on this occasion to pay a tribute of respect and esteem to these distinguished brothers of the craft. You know, from time immemorial, Freemasonry has taught a proper reverence for and veneration for age. This is particularly so when the years of age stand united with years of service, and when this honor is conferred upon a recipient who is both worthy and esteemed. Age has always been the crowning glory of man and affords an opportunity to reflect upon the past. From the experience from the past, the present receives its most useful counsel and guidance. It is therefore a great source of pride that we, the officers of the Grand Lodge of Texas, have in our midst these beloved men who have been members of the craft in excess of 50 years. It is with pleasure that we behold you before the altar of Freemasonry because this is or a similar altar is where you knelt 50+ years ago. You are now before this altar again to receive this recognition which comes to but few men. Heaven has bounteously lengthened the days of your life, and you are to receive from your Grand Lodge a distinguished honor. Within the sacred book of law, which always rests upon the altar, is written that the length of life is an award bestowed by the great architect of the universe upon the righteous, that the psalmist has declared that the days of your years are as 70, and if by reason of strength they be 80 years, the additional days are the heritage of those who fear the name of the Lord. It has been your blessed privilege to be a Freemason in a number of instances for 50 years or more. For over half a century, each of you have given of your time, your talent, and your substance to the gentle craft of Freemasonry. Therefore, my brethren, in recognition of your record as a Mason for 50+ years, the Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Texas has seen fit to prepare for presentation to you a gold emblem as a fitting award for your years of Masonic service. Grand officers, will you please assist me in the presentation of the awards? Ladies and guests, these 4 men represent 230 years of service to our fraternity. Wow. Right Worshipful Grand Marshal, please seat the brethren. Okay, we are rounding this out. Now I have one announcement to make. Where's Justin Duty? Where'd he go?
Right here, sir.
Can you please go out there on the west side of the altar and face the west? the west, face the people. For those of y'all who don't know, this is our Grand Secretary. I think I'm responsible for some of the hair that's missing on his head. It's not gray yet, though. He's done a wonderful job for us these last couple of years, but tonight I get to install him as the potentate of Karam Shrine. So in a few hours, yeah. Okay, I've embarrassed you enough. You can come back to your station.
Thank you.
So before we close with prayer, we hope that you can join us at the Welcome to Waco party at the shrine, where we will be installing our Grand Secretary as potentate of Karam Shrine. We are expecting about 400 people because those tickets have already been sold. So at this time, if you have not pre-purchased a ticket, I'm sorry, we are completely sold out. So if you do not have a ticket, please do not show up. We are already pushing max capacity. So if you don't have a ticket, we'll see you tomorrow. If you do, we'll see you out at Karam Shrine here in a couple of hours. Oh, and there was one more presentation that, that we have that I was just notified of. Yeah.
Most worshipful Grand Master, Grand Lodge officers, Right Worshipfuls, members all. My name is Gary Smith, past master of Paladura Lodge 1239 in Amarillo, Texas, a member of the Merchandise Committee. We became aware yesterday that our Grand Master had not received one of his own silver coins, and we've been out of them for quite a while now. So we put a call out, Grand Master, we found you a coin.
Oh man, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
So we got the
I've been looking all over the state of Texas for one of these. Thank you. I will now call upon our Grand Chaplain to dismiss us in prayer. If you would please rise.
If we could all go to the Lord in prayer. Lord, we invoke you to be with us today for our proceedings, and what a blessing we've received. Your faithfulness amazes me. What a wonderful day we've had to honor the memory of dear brothers who have left us, to award service awards to our brothers who are still with us at service still, to fellowship, to enjoy each other, to receive friends that have traveled from far to be with us. What a reunion today, Lord. We thank you for all these blessings. Lord, I'd ask that you be with us during the proceedings, be with our Grand Master as he presides over this wonderful Grand Lodge of Texas. Give him the wisdom to lead us. Give us the heart to follow. Lord, thank you for our families who have come here to be with us, the wonderful ladies, the children. What a blessing it is to have these family reunions. Lord, be with us as we travel tonight to our abodes and come back here tomorrow refreshed. And we will give you all the praise and glory. In your holy and truly precious name we pray. Amen. So mote it be.
We begin tomorrow's session at 9 a.m. Thank you all for being here, and have a great evening.
Great session. Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. That's a good-looking gavel. Look at that.
Especially this side. This side.
That coin really does look good in there. I mean,
It looks
you
this side looks better than that.
Yeah, you know. Hey, light is good, right? You guys wear a light hat. That's really nice.
I wear a white. I don't wear the black hat.
I'm going to leave this up here for you.
I'll make a comment about my hat tomorrow.
All right. Appropriate size. Bring it on. Heck yeah.
Mostest, you want these left here or in your office?
In my office. Yes. Put it in my office. I don't want it to disappear. Thank you. Yeah, I freaked out earlier because I didn't think if my book was up here.
I can do it for you. If you want me to, I will. Committee on work. Okay.